guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Rita. If you're new here, I would really appreciate it if you decide to subscribe. All you need to do is hit this little red button and be sure to hit the bell so you get notified every time that I upload. I do post twice a week. So today we're starting with a bare face. I haven't done this in a very long time. I used to at the very beginning when I started my channel, but not as much anymore. So if you notice, I do have vitiligo, so if you ever have any questions regarding vitiligo, by the way, be sure to let me know in the comments. You can always send me like a DM over on Instagram. I'll leave my handle right here. Today is really nothing in particular. I just wanted to try a couple of new products that I purchased during the Sephora VIP sale and just do my makeup. I haven't done like a just sit down chit chat video in a very long time. So let's start with primer. So far in my skin, I only have my regular skincare and my sunscreen is done. So for primer, I'm gonna be using the Rare Beauty. This one is a very glowy, illuminating primer that I absolutely love, and especially because today I'm gonna be using a more matte full coverage foundation. Brought you in just a little bit closer so you can see better all of the makeup. So I'm just going to do 1.5 pumps of this primer. And I'm going to apply it everywhere, but I'm gonna try to concentrate the majority of this product on the higher points of my face. For foundation, I want to use the Milani Conceal and Perfect. I haven't used this in a very long time. This one is a much more thicker, more full coverage matte foundation. That's why I wanted to use first the Rare Beauty primer, because that gives me a ton of glow that this foundation does not. So first, I'm just going to grab it with my fingers and I'm gonna kind of like spread it out in my face, and I will be blending with a beauty sponge, just a beauty blender. It's the easiest I find with this foundation. For concealer, I thought I would share with you a couple of my favorite ones. I do have vitiligo, so what I look for in a concealer is going to be full coverage. It's preferably going to be something that I can build up, and something that, if it can be, something that will help me brighten my under eyes. So a few of my favorite, again, just to name a few, we have, this is probably my favorite one at the moment. This shade is a little dark for me right now, but this one is the Hourglass. I love this one. This is just a try and true and I really love it. Another one that I still enjoy very much, even though the hype is not as much as when it just was released, the Tarte Shape Tape. I really love this one. This one is in the shade Light Medium. It's probably what suits me best at this point, like in this time. And another really good one is going to be from the drugstore, the Milani Conceal and Perfect. This is probably my favorite from the drugstore. It's really good. It gives you the full coverage that I need, but it also, you know, you can build up. As you build up, it doesn't build into nothing. Because sometimes a lot of concealers tend to do that. Like you're trying to build up, but then it just kind of like starts to disappear, which makes no sense to me. So for today, I'll just share with you these three. I do have a couple more, but these are my three favorites. One from the drugstore, two more high-end, like a middle, and then a more higher end. So these three, if you have vitiligo, consider them. They're very good. For today, I'm gonna go with the Tarte one. I just apply all over my eyes or around my eyes, which is where I have the majority of the discoloration, then around my nose because I do have a little bit of redness, and then I also have some discoloration right here. And I'm gonna be using my, is this Fenty? No, my Rare Beauty brush, and I just blend everything very nicely. Concealer is all done. Now to move on with powder, I'm gonna be using, which I haven't used in a while, my little compact from Besame Cosmetics. This is just the most stunning compact ever. Comes with a mirror, and then you get your pressed powder, which in this case, this is just a translucent one, which I actually prefer opposed to a just regular powder with color. I feel like this is just easier, and sometimes the powder itself, even if I get like a medium, or because usually powders, they just have like 4 or 5 shades. The light might be too light for me, and then the medium is a little too dark. So whenever I use translucent powders, I just find it to be the best application and just go on better for me, as it doesn't alter the shade that I already had, you know, put down as my concealer. which powder, I only use it really as setting the concealer that I used first. For my finishing powder, I'm gonna be using my little teeny tiny hourglass in the shade Diffused Light. And I just like to use this on my under eye as my finishing powder, a little bit on my lids, and around my nose and mouth where I did apply my concealer. During the kind of like more colder months, I don't like to use as much bronzer. That's kind of like a thing that I like to switch around. I do like to use bronzer, but more for like definition, not really to bronze my face. So to define my face, I'm gonna be using the Milk makeup. I haven't used this in quite some time, so I thought it would be a good time to take it out of the drawer and use it. So I'm gonna go ahead and define my cheeks with this. So like I mentioned, just kind of like a more of like a contour, not really a bronzing. So I'm just drawing everywhere on my face. Another product that I really like, it's the Charlotte Tilbury, but for today I wanted to use this one because I haven't used it in a long time. So I'm using my BH Cosmetics number 2 brush to blend everything in. For highlight, I'm gonna be using the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. This is an awesome product as you can use it as a primer, you can mix it with your foundation, you can use it as a highlight. It's just very easy to blend and use that honestly you can just use it so many times. This is probably one of my favorite products from her line. So I'm just adding it on the high points of my face, and then with my beauty blender that I used earlier, I'm just going to start bouncing this into my skin to blend the highlighter. Since I used the Charlotte Tilbury highlighter liquid, I'm gonna go ahead and use a pressed one, also from Charlotte Tilbury. This one is the Magic Star highlighter. Very pretty. It's more of like a champagne gold, which is my favorite kind of highlight. I'm just going to set the liquid highlight with this one. So we're gonna be super extra glowy today. Another different thing that I like to change whenever the weather starts to get a little bit more chilly, a little bit colder, I like to go for a more brighter blush. Not particularly pink, not particularly orangey. I like to be more like a natural color that I would naturally blush. I really don't know how to explain it, but this one from Charlotte Tilbury I really love. This one is the Pillow Talk in the shade Color of Dreams. Another one that it's just perfect for this kind of weather for me, the kind that I like to use whenever I wanna imitate the natural flush of my face, because you know, whenever you step outside and it's cold, just kind of like that shade, is this one by Lisa Eldridge in the shade Mountain Walk. I really love this one, like this particular shade, but since it's not available anymore, you can't really purchase it. I'm gonna be using the Charlotte Tilbury, but this one, if she does restock, and if you're interested in that kind of like realistic chilly weather cheeks, definitely consider a Mountain Walk. So let's go ahead and use this one by Charlotte Tilbury, and I'm just going to... Dogs are going crazy. So with a kabuki brush, I'm just going to apply this on the apple of my cheeks. And I'm concentrating the majority of the product in the center, like on the apples, and then just right here, pulling it back just a teensy bit. And then on the center of my face, I'm just going to go ahead and apply a little bit. Just like if I was naturally flushing, this is such a pretty shade for that. To move on with the eyes, I want to use for the first time the Eyes to Mesmerize in the shade Oyster Pearl. This is the newest one that I added. I cannot wait to try it. I just love this product from Charlotte Tilbury. The line of Eyes to Mesmerize is probably some of my favorite eyeshadows. So these ones honestly are better applied with my finger. So I'm just gonna go ahead and add, I think I added a little too much. I'm going to put some in there. Let me get you a little bit closer. Okay, that's a little bit better. So I'm gonna go ahead and start blending this. This is such a pretty taupe shade. Oh my goodness. You can see how easy that is to blend, and I think I just poked my eye. Weird. Okay, now with the remaining of what was on my finger, I'm going to go ahead and blend the other side. I love this product because you do have a lot of time to work with. It doesn't just dry down super fast. so you don't have to worry about, you know, having to rush during your blending, or if you want to add more, it just adds really nicely. To blend the edges a little bit better, I'm just going to use this brush from Wet n Wild, and I'm going to add a little more product, and I'm going to start blending this into the crease. And now with whatever's remaining on the brush, I'm just going to run this on my under eyes. I'm gonna go back to the highlighter that I used earlier, and just with my pinky finger, I'm going to add this on my inner corner. That is a little too gold for my liking paired with this eyeshadow, so I'm gonna go into Charlotte Tilbury's Film Star Bronze and Glow, and with my pinky, I'm just going to add a little bit of this shade on top of the first highlighter, just to bring it more, to not look as starky gold. So that would look a little bit better. Yeah, I like that better. To make the eyes look a little bit bigger, I'm going to be using the Charlotte Tilbury Bigger Brighter Eyes pencil liner, and I'm just going to line my waterline. I think I want to go for a bit of a liner, not with pencil. I'm gonna go for an eyeshadow. So in the Naked palette, I'm going to be using the shade Dark Horse. So this one right here. And I'm just going to blend this very close to my lash line, just to create a bit more definition, not really like a full line, just to bring more definition into the eyes. Now that we're done with the eyeliner, I'm just gonna go ahead and apply lots of mascara. I'm gonna be using the Pillow Talk by Charlotte Tilbury. And I'm just gonna coat the eyelashes, and then we'll move on with the brows. Now for the brows, I've been using and loving for, I don't even know how long at this point, the Charlotte Tilbury Brow Lift. I've got mine in the shade Black Brown. So I like to use this one first, and then to finish up, I use the Anastasia Brow Gel. I was doing it the other way around, but I find better for me if I go first with the brow product and then with the brow gel. So I'm gonna go ahead and fill my brows. I'm gonna just shorten this because I take a very long time doing my brows. So anyway, let's just go ahead and start applying the product directly on the brows. To complete the makeup look, let's go ahead and apply some lipstick. I'm gonna try the Super Nudes lipstick. I've tried it already once whenever I did the unboxing of the Sephora sale, but I haven't actually used it on a makeup look. So I thought this would look very pretty with this makeup that I'm wearing today. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply real quick. And to set up the face, I'm gonna be using the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. We are all done with the makeup, and I really loved how everything turned out. This blush, I feel like it's so pretty for this time of the year. I kind of forget that I have it sometimes. I don't know, it kind of like gets lost in my collection, and I definitely need to give some more love to it, especially during these more chilly months. It looks so natural, like I'm naturally flushing, and it's also giving that kind of like wet look. Just love this. The lipstick, I feel like paired perfectly with this eye. Although I'm not a huge fan, honestly, of taupe shades or more cool tone shadows, I feel like this one is definitely a winner. To be completely honest, any Charlotte Tilbury Eyes to Mesmerize that I get, I know I'm gonna love. The formula is beautiful, and it's just such an easy way to come up with a beautiful, fast, easy makeup look. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, like always, please give it a big thumbs up, and don't forget to hit this little red button so you can subscribe to my channel. It's very easy, it's free, and it helps my channel a lot. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!